You guys, I'm going to be honest, I've been sitting here for 15 minutes staring out into space, trying to figure out how to best intro this episode. Because I just don't think I can do it justice. This was probably one of my favorite episodes to film. We have Miss Venus Vixen today. She is a top porn star, and she came in ready to spill some tea. She is pint-sized, but just full of zest, if you will. And I'm so happy we connected because I had so many questions. I'm sure you do too. And she didn't hold back. She really spilled the piping hot spicy chai. So go clear your browser history and welcome to Open Wide. Miss Venus Vixen.
Hi.
We're here. You look so cute, by the way. Like the jeans, the black tee, the shoes, the little hat. You came, you served, you conquered.
Thank you. I got this hat yesterday. I'm like...
Yeah, you're in LA for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I am.
Just doing a little jaunt, saying hi.
Yeah, just saying hi to all the people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So I know we just had a quick little gab sesh, but I feel like we got to jump right in. We're not even going to take the steps. We're going to go right off the diving block.
That's what I like to do.
Absolutely. So I have you here because you're a porn star, and you're also an incredible porn star. This isn't some like little she fee foo foo. This is the real deal. We're in the league.
You're stroking my ego right now. Like I'm getting a big head. I'm like,
no, it's
legit.
The real deal. So I love your story of how you first got into this industry. Can you give the people just a little snippet of how you first started?
Yeah, so I first started out on OnlyFans, and how I kind of started on that was basically I had to get my first real job, and it was at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
And I had told the manager when she hired me, I'm like, dude, I know I'm like 18 pushing 19 right now, but like I've never had a fucking job.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, what you expect, what the parameters of this Chipotle is, you know. I don't know anything. And it was causing me a lot of distress being there, rolling the burritos and stuff. And
it was too much.
Yeah, it was too much. And I would call my boyfriend at the time, like, every fucking day, being like, crying, being like, oh my gosh, my manager told me this, she's saying I'm not efficient enough, and like taking all this shit to heart about the burritos.
As if we're saving lives.
It felt detrimental at the time. I was like, damn, you know, I'm not cut out for rolling burritos.
I will say some people really fuck you over. They're like, I want double meat, double beans, this. And I'm like...
Everybody that came into that Chipotle in West Virginia, they wanted double, triple, everything. More sour cream, sour cream.
You're stretching the tortilla to limits that don't even exist.
Oh, it'd rip, and you'd have to get another one.
Tears.
And then you'd have to do the double wrap, so it's like 2 tortillas like put together.
Nope.
But like that you have to lay them over each other like at a certain like there's like measurements to this shit.
It's science. So you're like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I'm crying, I'm stressing now, I'm being like a drama queen. And my boyfriend at the time was basically like, you know, you're like a hot girl, right? And like you can just post like naked photos on the internet, and you'd probably like make way more money than like $14 an hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, that's kind of a good idea. And then yeah, I just kind of started doing that, and I had to basically figure out like everything, because I never sent like nudes or anything like that. I mean, I had sent like a picture of my butt with like panties on before,
but that was it.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I was figuring out how to take like pictures of like, you know, my coochie and stuff like that, and I would have to like research, and I'd be on Reddit like how to take the right pussy pic and stuff. And
it seems so incredibly hard, because the only time I've done that is if I felt like something was up, something was awry, and every time I'm taking a photo, I have 18 chins, the flash is on, like it literally looks like it would end up in a dictionary. Like it's not hot.
Well, the thing was, for me, I was like, okay, how do I make this hot? Because I had heard from like my friends, like I had like in college that they were like talking about, oh, like this is the right kind of picture, like this is the cute one, or like if you take it from the back and you let it like peek through, that it's like better, or and all this. So I was like, okay, you know, this is a business now. I really have to think like logistics. What's gonna look the best? And I just had no clue. And I was trying to figure it out. So
no one coached you. You really had to learn yourself. Damn.
Yeah.
And did you find that once you were in the industry that women were really competitive, like they didn't want to help you? Do you feel like there is kind of this camaraderie? Or is it everyone's just kind of minding their own business?
Like, once I started, like, mainstream stuff, everybody's, like, really friendly for the most part, I would say. Like, they're very welcoming. But I would say it's kind of this thing of, like, any entrepreneurial, like, space where it's, like, everybody kind of expects you to know, like, how to do shit on a, like, baseline.
Sure.
And if you don't know how to do it, you got to figure it out, you know?
So when you first started, was it stressful, like, learning all of the... So, sorry, how did you go from OnlyFans to porn? Like, what was that?
It was very, like, this, like, kind of sketchy dude, like, hit me up on Twitter. Sure. And he was like, hey, do you want to do porn? I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because even when I was, like, in college, I would, like, watch YouTube videos. I remember watching, like, a Johnny Sins YouTube video, how to get into the industry. But it was, like, catered for men.
Always.
So... And it was also kind of like, oh, start making your own, like, tapes and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm too shy
to do it yourself.
To be the initiator.
Sure.
I need to be in an environment that is where I'm the initiee.
Yep.
You know, I'm getting ushered in.
Yep.
And so I was like, I just kind of want to do it. I don't want to, like, run the whole thing. I just kind of want to be there.
So then this guy was, like, the invite to that, right? Like,
yeah.
So who was he? You don't have to say his name. But, like,
I don't know if I can say his name
or
what would happen with that, but he was basically like, do you want to start doing this thing? And I was like, yes, why would I not want to do this? That sounds awesome. Like, you're going to make money and, like, do cool stuff and, like, live like a free bird. And we sat on this, like, phone call. I never met him in person. I still, to this day, have no idea what he looks like. I switched to a different agent, like, 2 weeks in.
Okay.
Because he was, like, trying to be my little boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Whole other situation.
Mm-hmm. But he at least got you into the door.
Yeah, he got me into the door.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it was, like, we sat on the phone, like, that day that he sent me a Twitter message. And I was like, I want to do this, like, now. When's the quickest that I can, like, start shooting? He was like, okay, 2 days from now. I'm like, perfect. And so I flew out 2 days later and did my first scene.
So he set it up. Like, he got the camera crew. He got...
Well, he, like, there's the production companies that, like, own the sites. And agents are basically, like... What would I compare them to?
Was it like
They're
any
like
other
the source?
Agent? Yeah. So then they book.
Yeah, they give the girls.
Okay.
For the production company.
Got it. And do you remember that first one? Like,
oh my god, my first one, like, I was so scared because still, even at that point, like, I hadn't filmed, like, a sex tape, so I didn't really know, like, what to do. And I'm also like, okay, even if I did try and film one, like, on my own, it's hitting completely different angles because it's all the way over here.
Right.
And, my first scene was anal, and I had never done anal, like, in my personal life either. So I was like, oh, this
was that spooky?
It was spooky ooky, honestly.
Spooky dooky.
Yeah. And that's why I ended up, like, kind of dropping that agent, because he didn't tell me how to, like, prepare for it.
You gotta be, like, mentally prepared. I feel like you gotta be ready, you know?
Yeah, and I was asking him, I'm like, oh, is it, like, what's the size of the...
Sure.
object that's going in me.
Correct.
And he was like, oh, average. I'm like, are you sure? I've never done this in my personal life at all. Like, not even like a finger.
Right.
Not even like a this or a that. Nothing. He's like, you'll be fine. And you're supposed to, like, stretch before that. And, like, there's, like, a little kit you can get. And, like, you size up and whatever. And I just had no clue about any of that.
Nothing. Did that hurt?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
And can you show in the moment that you are in pain, or do you just have to be like,
yeah, the title of the video is Painals.
Stop.
But the dude was really hot, so, like, it was kind of, like, I was kind of rocking with that.
You could settle in. Yeah.
I was like, okay, at least it's a baddie.
Sure.
in the back door.
Sure.
You know, I got blessed.
Do you ever have a say over who you're going to film with? Or do you just show up and then they decide? Like, where is that
It's more like
choice?
the production company, like, puts you with whatever people they want you to be put with.
Could you ever say, like, I don't want to film with that person?
Oh, yeah, there's, like, a no list and stuff like that.
For each person?
Yeah,
have,
everybody
like, a
everybody has, like, a no list.
Okay. But sometimes I feel like you wouldn't know to put someone on your no list until you're...
Yeah, sometimes
right?
sometimes that happens, but it's usually not like look based. It's always like your attitude, how you're
Sure.
showing up, and whatever.
Well, that's so much of the job, I feel like. Like, if you're hot, that's one thing, but you gotta feel safe, turned on, like, we're gonna do this, and if it's just a bad vibe, next.
Yeah, or like, you know, there's some divas out there. There's some divas. So,
It's a mix.
yeah, you gotta know who's who.
Who's who.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the other girls
Okay.
because girls of the yap, you know.
And they
have
look
our-
out, right?
And they do.
Okay, good.
You know,
good.
we gather together.
Yep. So it sounds like, okay, so you may have an agent book you for certain jobs. Can you ever film something on your own and then sell it, but not on OnlyFans? Like, could you sell your own personal video to, like, PornHub, or does that get messy?
So Pornhub is kind of like Google.
So you
in a
don't
way.
sell anything to them. Okay.
So you can, but they're a completely different beast of their own, right?
Okay.
So like you can make a Pornhub account, upload your own videos, and
Right.
you have all the volition to do that at any point in time.
But are you getting paid to do that?
It's kind of like YouTube. So you kind of get paid by the views.
Oh, okay.
And then you can also do like the premium video that you can buy the full of, or that you have to pay a membership for, that
Sure.
you get a fee for.
But is it generally better to work with an agent because they get you the good talent, you get better sets? Like, is that kind of the better situation?
Yeah, I feel like definitely at first too, because an agent knows everybody, right? So they know who's filming for this company, they know who's filming for this company.
Right.
They have their own little connections and their own little network, you know?
Huh.
And also, I feel like I'm kind of disorganized. Like, I couldn't be, like, in my emails all day, like, being like, okay, I can do this on this day. Like, I kind
They
of just
do
need
that
to
for
know
you. Yeah.
when to show up
Yeah.
and what I need to do.
Right.
You know? The back end of that, I don't think I'm organized enough to, like,
Sure.
handle all the
Sure.
way.
But they take a cut, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what percent? Is it like...
Yeah. So, in Florida, it's, like, 10%. And
Okay.
then, in
California?
California. I was like, in LA.
Where are we? Yep.
It's 15.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say, like, on average, how much you get paid per video? Or, like, what is the range?
So it depends on like what you're doing,
Okay.
and everybody has like their own rate.
Mm.
And like your rate goes up through certain things. So like after a certain period of time, or if you're like in demand for whatever. But you usually start out like when you're fresh, after you get your first couple checks for your first couple videos, which are bigger,
Oh.
right? Then your standard rate will be like around like $900 to like $1,000.
And that's per video.
And that's per video.
Okay.
For just like a boy girl.
Sure.
No cream pie, no nothing.
Sure.
And then off of a single video right now, like my rate is $1,200.
Mm.
And then like a cream pie is like an extra $100. Or like, you know, if you're doing like a girl boy, then that's an extra $100.
So you can tack on. But okay, so let's say $1,200. Do they say the video has to be at least 7 minutes, or it has to be at least?
There's no video that's 7 minutes.
Okay.
They're all like 45
Yeah.
to like an hour, I feel.
Okay. So when you go into it, you know you're gonna block out about an hour to film.
It's gonna be like probably like on average, I think 4 to 6 hours that you're on set.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is there like hair and makeup? Do you?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
Most
Depends.
of them will have like their own makeup artist. Sometimes if you have like a really unique look, you know, like you do your makeup a certain way or whatever,
Okay.
or just for whatever reason they need you to do your own makeup, then you do your own makeup in here.
Mm-hmm.
But
Also, are there female fluffers on set?
no, that's not real.
So annoying. It's like, of course, men get the fucking fluffer.
No, there's no fluffers.
Oh,
There's
even
none.
with men? No way.
No fluffers.
Okay, because I remember I told this on a last podcast. I was on Craigslist. This was years ago. I think I was looking for a job or apartment. Who fucking knows? And in the jobs, there was literally a fluffer. Like, they were looking to hire a fluffer. So is that just, like, fully a myth?
I think that's just a trick.
To get you
I think that's just a trick.
Okay. Huh.
But, like, yeah, no, fluffers don't exist. Like, I'll definitely help my talent out that I'm working with, you know? If they need to get a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, before we film, or, like, if, you know, you're
You
losing it a little bit.
Something. Okay.
Because keeping a boner for, like, 4 to 6 hours, that's a lot,
That's
you
a
know?
long
Like, I
time.
don't care to, you know, help you out there.
Sure.
So, something like that. But, yeah, no fluffer.
No
like, no
fluffers.
designated person. It would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like...
You can just, like, smoke a cigarette off stage and just, like,
that would be
fluffed.
a cool-ass job.
Yeah.
Like, you can just, like, all right, you know, they're good to go. They're rolling. Let me go smoke a cigarette, you know,
get your
chill
day
out.
rate. Yep.
You know, TikTok.
Yep.
Come back in. You're like, all right, where's he at?
Damn. Okay,
Like-
maybe we bring that to the stage. So then do men usually take, like, Viagra or some kind of enhancement pill?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's some people that are, like, all natural, right? But most of the time, it's, like, Viagra, or there's, like you can, like, shoot it up.
No way.
Yeah.
With, like, a syringe?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It looks like what you take, like, insulin with.
And you just go
yeah.
right in the dick? Whoa. How
Just
long
a-
does it last?
That's a great question, but, like, I've been on, like, sets for, like, 10 hours, 12 hours before, and,
You're
like,
lying.
it's there. You know, I think it's there until you, like, pop.
12 hours? By the end, are you like, if one person even gets close to me, I'm gonna scream.
You're not, like, doing the whole time.
Sure.
You know, like, there's some breaks or whatever, but there's, like, really dialogue-heavy scenes that, like,
You're an actress.
take a long time, you know.
You're like, you came back from war. Doing a whole thing.
I actually got asked to cry for, like, an intro
Stop.
because I was having a breakup, like, for the first time that, like, a week ago or something.
Do you take acting classes?
I just started them.
Okay.
But they're, like, kind of unrelated.
Just a little side thing.
But I was like, what? Like, I don't even really cry for real. Like, I'm just a happy fucking person. Like,
Yeah.
I can't yell, which they do want me to, like yell a lot. To be like, get the fuck out of my room or whatever. And I'm like, yo, this is not in my, like, blood to do this. I can't do this. But
Do you feel like that's harder than the actual sex? Like doing the acting beforehand?
yeah, I feel like by miles, like, especially if they're asking me to, like, be angry or act like anything to do with yelling or
Sure.
raising my voice or slamming the door. I'm like, dude, like, this is gonna be a couple takes because I can't do this.
Damn. It's a whole thing. So is there usually like a pay gap between men and women in porn, do you feel like?
Yeah, it's like one of the very few industries that women get paid, like, a lot more.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, that's amazing. Yeah, well, because
Yeah, it's kind of girl boss.
Yeah. Because I will say, and tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like straight men are generally going to see women, and then women are also going to see women.
I would say that's
So it's like,
true.
you know, the pie chart, women are taking up like 80% of the desired, you know?
It's all about the girls.
Yeah.
It's all about the girls all
Yeah.
the time.
Okay, so you book a job. It's the night before, maybe even the day before. What are we doing to prep? Like mentally, physically, what are the steps?
It really just depends, but I think I like just kind of showing up and
Okay.
like obviously if there's like a script and it's not like gonzo or anything, then like I'm reading through that and like being like, all right, I gotta put this in my bag.
Okay.
I gotta bring this and this
Okay.
and this. But usually, like, I mean, by this point I know like I can think of things that are like gonna make me horny, so I show up on set and I'm like,
You
know,
get in
I'm
the-
like
in the zone.
concentrating. I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, to like get me there.
Huh.
But yeah, normally it's not really anything super special. Get a matcha in the morning, show
Yeah.
up, and
Do you do like an everything shower the night before where you do the exfoliation?
oh yeah, you
and the
gotta
pedicure
be
and the-
clean, you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
like
And like, what if you're on your period? Like, do you
A
just
sponge.
What do you
I
mean?
like a makeup sponge.
You put it up first and then you can have sex?
Yeah, so you can, like, you douche, but you take out the stuff in it, and
Okay.
you, like, dump it out and put water in it, and then douche, so that way it's, like, clearing everything out, and then you shove a sponge up in there.
Like a
so
beauty
it's
blender? Or
You
like
could
the
use
little triangles?
Yeah, usually the little triangles, but
Okay.
people have used, like, the beauty blenders,
Okay.
and that works for some people. And they do have, like, these, like, wind sponges that are literally meant for it. But I haven't really seen anybody use that because everybody just uses the makeup sponges because they're, like,
Sure.
what, $2 for a...
Literally. Pack of 100.
Yeah, like,
Is it hard to take them out at the end?
sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes when I first had to do that, like, it would freak me out really bad.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't used to, like, feeling around in there even.
Sure.
Like, I was like, all right, you know, I'm doing everything on the outside, but the inside, is that really my place to be up in there? You know, I feel like that's somebody else.
Yeah, you just ask your castmate, you're like, do you mind just going in, fishing it out?
Well, yeah, I had never really, like, been inside there either, like, going, like, exploring with my fingers and
Sure.
stuff. So it would, like, freak me out. I'm like, yo, like, I can't feel it like someone else's fingers, you know?
Right.
So you, like, feel around in there. But sometimes if, you know, the person you're working with is, like, really big, then, like, it gets back
Lodged.
there. And I have,
Yeah.
like, short little stubby fingers that it can't reach all the way back there.
Yeah. So have you asked a castmate, like, can you just...
Yeah, like, multiple times. Especially when I first started, because I was like, oh, my God, I was going to get stuck in there. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. Which doesn't ever, like, happen.
Yeah.
It's, like, happened before to people, but it's not common at all.
Okay.
But I was just, like, freaked out by the whole thing. Like, it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know why this is giving me, like, such an aneurysm.
First of all, I can't put in a tampon, so save space. I literally wear pads. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Damn.
But
That's
they're not
hardcore.
uncomfortable.
You don't feel it.
No, it's, like, soft.
Okay.
And, yeah, you just kind of, like, at the end, you know, you just do, like, this, like, super sumo squat. And it, like... lowers and, like, congests everything.
So then it's easier to grab.
So then, yeah, everything's smaller and, like, more put together.
Okay.
So then you can just kind of...
You probably learned every single centimeter of your body throughout this process. Like, you know what quadrant of your labia is where, and, like, you know everything.
I swear the person I was sleeping with yesterday made me feel like there's some spots I don't even know about.
Really?
Yes.
We're still learning. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, you know, there's just some places you can't ever get to on your own that you're like, oh, hey, this is happening.
Honestly, like, I feel like we need to just sit in front of a mirror more and just study. Because I feel like if there was a lineup, like in a jail, of vaginas, I'd be like, I think this one. I don't know. You know?
Well, now I'm like, hey, guy, I'm, like, totally cool with my vagina now. But before then, like, I wouldn't look at it. I'd be like, yo, like, kind of what's the point of looking at it? Not like it was, like, anything wrong with it or nothing like that. But I was just like, why do I need to look at it, though?
Yeah.
Like, what is it doing for me? Because my vagina's not ever going to make me horny. It's, like, other people's.
Right.
It's, like, other people's, you know?
Yeah. But now we know.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, dude. And I would, like, sleep naked, too. Like, I had been, like, sleeping naked for a long time.
It's
and
the
it would,
best.
you know, it would coexist with me, but I would never really look at it.
You just say goodnight to it. You say sweet dreams.
Yeah, I'd, like, tuck it in,
Yeah.
you know, go to sleep.
So then, okay, so I know that with certain videos, you have, like, scripts for the beginning, the acting. Are the actual, like, sexual positions scripted? Or do you just freeball it?
There's, like, standard positions that,
Okay.
like, normally if you're showing up on set, you know you're kind of going to do those positions because they look the best on camera.
Okay.
And they're just, like, standard, you know, you're probably going to show up and, like, do missionary and doggy. But sometimes there will be, like, GIFs or GIFs or whatever the fuck you call them that they want you to recreate or they're, like, inspired by.
Yeah.
Or, like, a specific, like, shot for the ending, like the pop shot or certain positions they want you to do, like, super crazy stuff.
So there's, like, some guidance, but then you have creative freedom within that, right?
Yeah, like, you know, however you want to do it within the parameters of what they're giving you, go ahead.
Okay.
Unless there is, like, certain times where they're like, okay, this is your character, and you gotta play into that character. But I feel like you become that character, like, for the day, though.
Right, you lock in.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so trippy. Also, I think our Air One is here. Hold, please. Knowing me, I ordered us food, and it delivered to the wrong address. Okay, we got some time. So something I thought of is, if I'm having a bad day and I have to show up to work, I don't want to see someone. I don't want someone breathing in a 3-foot radius of me. But I thought about you. I was like, if you're having a bad day and you have to go to work, how do you compartmentalize?
So when that happens and there is a little bit more prep where I'm like, I'm locked in, I got my headphones on, you know, I'm listening to my music, I'm vibing, I'm dissociating a little bit before I get there, my little car ride is set.
Absolutely.
And then I show up, I'm like, all right, I'm chilling now. Like, I listen to my music, I'm feeling better, you know.
Okay. So you know what to do to, like, get you into the headspace.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I'm feeling a little off or whatever, then, like, then I'll just listen to the music I like.
Yeah. It's incredible what a little good
TikTok.
Music can do. Yep.
TikTok in the car watching, and I'm like, brain rot. And then I feel better.
And you can get, because I've had times where, like, even if I was seeing someone and we were having sex and, like, I'd either just, like, get the ick or, like, I'm like, I need this to be done. I just, like, check out. I honestly have famously cried one time during sex. But when you're in that space, I'm sure it also just feels like acting, right? Like you're putting
it's like a performance.
On. Yeah.
I don't ever. No, I'm definitely more like in my personal life. One, I'm like a pillow princess kind of in my personal life. I catch unless I catch like a wild hair, then I'm like, all right, you know, let's dabble in some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm like, yeah, because I want it to be like, you know, I'm putting in work and toning my muscles out, my day job, you know.
Sure.
So it's like,
first of all, justice for missionary. It's so underrated. I don't care what anyone says.
It's goated. It's like top 2, I think.
100%.
Top 2.
Or flat on my stomach like
that's
a dead
number 1.
Fish.
That's number 1.
With a pillow under my hips, and I can just lay.
Yep.
It's the best. The best.
It's like pro bone or whatever I think that's called.
Pro bone. Not pro bono. Famously. So, have you ever been in a situation where things are ever, like, being a little seedy? You're feeling like things are off, maybe in the start of your career, where maybe someone put you in a situation where you're like, I don't know about this.
Well, even though, like, my ex-boyfriend was like, you're a hot girl, like, take photos on the internet. I thought that was, like, my boyfriend, be my boyfriend, you know?
Sure.
I did not ever perceive myself as attractive before porn.
No way.
Yeah, like, I didn't wear tight clothes. And it wasn't this thing of, like, self-hatred or anything. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of, like, the cool guy. Yeah. Like, I'm not, like, the hot girl. Like, I'm, like, the little dude with the jokes.
Yeah.
And so the weirdest thing, I think, for me during my whole porn career was, like, realizing I'm, like, a fairly attractive person.
Totally. So you feel like it boosted your confidence.
Yeah.
Because you're that bitch.
Oh, my God, like, people actually want to see this. Like, I started doing this. I didn't really know how this was going to go, you know? Yeah.
Did you ever have friends before you did porn then see your videos and, like, have to have those conversations? Like, what was that like?
So, most of my friends found out the day I signed my contract. I'm like, yo, I'm leaving in 2 days to go shoot porn. So, yeah. And then I would, like, post about it on my private story.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm going to shoot porn today for the first time or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think it shocked anybody because, honestly, I was kind of always doing, like, little stunts, you know? Not, like, super crazy things, but, like, yeah, I would, like, do a lot of shit that people in my hometown were like, oh, my God, she's so crazy.
Just, like, let me live. You were spontaneous. Because you also grew up in the Midwest, right?
I guess Kentucky's the Midwest or the South.
Okay.
It's, like, I don't know. It's kind of everything.
Did you grow up in that, like, typical Southern debutante, blah, blah, blah?
No, I grew up in the Appalachia, which is, like, way fucking crazier and way wilder. The people there do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's kind of just, like, white trash central.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've grown a love for that now because I'm like, Affliction is cool, and they're still wearing Affliction, like they have been, like they never stopped. And like
you know what you're gonna get. It's
you know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
It's consistent.
Yep.
They have a personal brand, you know.
Obsessed.
And I love it. And there's something about that, like four-wheelers are cool, and like
yeah,
shooting your gun in your yard, if that's what you like to do, go ahead. Like
just a simpler
You're
time,
just-
simpler life. Just enjoying it, being silly. Do you
Yeah.
miss it? Like, would you ever go back?
I actually thought about going back. Like, I want to take some of my friends back there.
Yeah.
Like, a big, like, group. And we all just kind of hang out. Because I've, like, described to them what it's like. And they're like, this shit sounds AI generated. Like, this does not sound like a real place. I'm like, dude, I promise you, I'm giving it to you exactly how it is. Like, my hometown, literally, it has, like, a Taco Bell, a McDonald's, and a Walmart, and a Dollar General.
Obsessed.
That's it.
That's all you need.
That's all you're going to get.
Oh, okay, I need to go. I'm joining this friend group. Okay, so I'm going to get real for a hot sec. I noticed that you take on some gargantuan dragons, if you will. And
yep.
I want to know, how do you stay lubricate? I mean, how do you stay wet that whole time?
Well, there's, like, lube on set.
Okay, so there's, like, some things, like, whether it's coconut oil, some water-based, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, like...
Did you put it on before?
Yeah, before, or, you know, you need a little during. Like, you'll
Okay.
be kind of, like, mid-position. You know, stick your hand out. They're, like, doing a close-up, so you can kind of stick your hand out. PA's coming up in and squirting the
Damn.
lube. You kind of just, like, doop.
Yep.
You're going back at it.
Yep. I didn't realize how much was... I mean, this is just the beauty of editing. I didn't realize how much is going on off-screen.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's a, like, continuous set.
Yeah, but it's also, like, the situations in which most people are viewing that is, you know, you're not being super analytical.
Sure.
You're kind of there with a point,
Sure.
you know?
Right.
You're there with a means to an end, if you will.
Right.
So you're not like, at this point, even though some people are, and it's actually crazy, because some people will be like, oh, at this, and then insert the timestamp. Oh, she had a hair tie on here.
Oh
it's
my
off on this
God.
clip. I'm like,
This isn't Rotten Tomatoes. What are we
yeah,
doing?
this is not Letterboxd, bro.
Huh?
This is Pornhub. Like, this is not Letterboxd.
Oh my God.
But,
And-
like, respect. Because,
Yeah.
like, how did you notice that? Like, I barely noticed that, and I was the
they're
one
like
that took it off.
connoisseurs. Yeah. Do you have fans? Like, do you have specific people who, like, I mean, I'm sure with your OnlyFans, obviously, they come for you. That has two meanings.
That does indeed.
Have you ever had any, like, creepy deepies?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
Especially when I first started, like, OnlyFans, like, before I kind of took off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was, like, the worst of the worst, I feel. Because I was,
Really?
like, promoting on Reddit. I don't know why I did that. It works for some people, but it did not work for moi.
And was it people just, like, messaging you? Did anyone ever, like, find you publicly and try some shit?
Oh, no. Never try some stuff, like,
Okay.
personally or anything like that, but get some crazy, like, threats and stuff, like, in the Reddit DMs or even in the Twitter DMs. Yeah. But I honestly, like, I don't ever really feel scared by them because I'm
Okay.
like, it's probably somebody that's got, like, something going on, you know?
Yep.
And I just kind of ignore them. At first, when I was first getting them, I was like,
What are they saying? Like, die?
yeah, but, like, in detail, kind of, like,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
but in
la, la,
detail.
la. Oh, my people are so hurt.
But I did get, like, doxxed, like, after my first video on the Black and Orange site got posted, yeah, somebody, and it was somebody I went to school with. It wasn't, like, a crazy fan or anything. It was, like, one of those hillbillies I went to school with.
Stop.
That put my legal name and where I went to high school, and I had to, like, get it removed and
What
whatever.
a troll.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, like, at some point, you know, if you're exceeding past a certain point, it probably will get out to, like, some people or whatever.
Right.
But it's
Is
just...
the 14 million one the highest viewed one? It was, like,
Yeah.
with Alex Adams?
Alex Adams. I love Alex Adams.
Okay, we love him.
We love him. He's boots. Alex
Really?
Adams.
Okay. So then I noticed, too, like, sometimes there are videos where you have, like, a cameraman and a set, But then I also noticed there are some where it's like POV. I mean, Alex was filming in that one. Do you have a preference? Like, do you like when there's a set? Do you like when it's a little more
It just depends on the
cozy?
vibe. I
Okay.
think that's part of why I like doing porn, is because it's like I can always kind of switch it up.
Sure.
I never know what I'm gonna do.
Sure. Yeah, you never get
let
the
'em know
same thing. Yeah, yeah.
Except like the stepsister stuff. That's pretty continuous. That happens
It's
like
the
pretty frequently.
same. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
What is it about the stepsister? Because it's just like 1 degree away from like incest, and I feel
Yeah,
like
because
people
they can't do the actual thing, so it's
Sure.
like as close as you can get. But I
Sure.
think it's just because like a lot of people like, you know, like the young look and shit like that, and they like the petite look. So that's a category you're gonna find those types of people
Okay.
in that.
Do you get pigeonholed into a certain genre?
I feel like yeah, but you have to like kind of fight against that.
Okay.
So I feel like I don't get it as much because I'm also like a tattooed like performer.
Got it.
So they don't really like that, and
Because it doesn't look as like quote young, right?
yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, but that kind of thing. But people definitely do get pigeonholed like that.
Okay.
I'm like, I got too much of an edgy look to
Huh.
be completely pigeonholed that way.
Right.
But because I'm like a smaller person and I look younger, I'll still like get those all the
Okay.
time. I'm
You
just
can
like
do both.
the emo stepsis, the e-girl stepsis.
Oh, like listening to Evanescence in the beginning, just like
I
vibing
fucking
out.
love Evanescence.
Oh, she slaps.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess they. So, do you then prefer to film with women or men or both? Doesn't matter.
It's just a day to day.
Yeah.
It changes all the time.
Just another
like,
day. Yeah.
I feel like it's the same thing too, like in my personal life, like with like I came out like as bi like in middle school, right? And I'd be like, oh, like sometimes I'd be like, the bi scale would be like all the way women, no men. And then it'd be like all the way men, no women.
Sure.
And it'd be like a little month cycle on
Depends
what I
on the
would
season.
prefer.
If it's too
Yeah.
hot, we don't want a dick, you know?
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
like change with the seasons.
Right. It's getting a little colder. You don't have something inside of you. No, I get it.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, so-
spring is coming, group sex.
Time to switch.
Yeah, gotta switch it up.
So then it doesn't. You don't have a preference then when you film. It's just either way.
Nah, I'm just down for the ride.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So then, do you actually finish every time? Like, do you have an orgasm every time you film? Or what's the percentage?
Percentage. Let me think.
Well, for the people that are watching the videos, yes, she does come every time. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Duh.
Obviously, like multiple times. Like, so many times
Every
you can't
3
even.
minutes.
Yeah. Every 30 seconds, it's happening.
For real.
Sometimes it'll be like they want like a big dramatic thing that like if I were to do it like for real, it wouldn't look anything like that,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Because like sometimes, you know, a real one can be kind of not the most aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
Especially because like, and this happened with my first girl scene where like when I came, like my body started like flushing. So I get like almost like red patches like
No way.
on my body.
Yeah.
Sometimes like if I come really hard,
Yeah.
then like that happens. And I heard that it happens to some people. I don't know what that's called or where that stems from.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but it'll be like my face will get really red, but like I'll get like blotches of like red on my
way.
chest and like my stomach and stuff.
But not all the time.
But not all the time.
Okay.
It's only happened like a fucking couple times.
Okay.
But yeah, when it happens I'm like what is going on?
Just like slowly covering up the blotches.
Yeah, I feel like it's like,
You know what though?
50-50. Because, you know, they want the more theatrical stuff. That,
Sure. The fireworks, the Oscar-winning performance, the
Yeah.
right.
Like, the whole thing that it's like, if I'm actually coming, I can't think about what they're doing. Like, I just need to come.
Right.
And I need to. I can't,
Right.
like, think about all the things going on, all
Yeah.
the logistics of it, you know?
Is there a porn star that you know if you're on set with them, you will come? Like, is there just that gold star?
No, because it all has to depend on my mood. And also sometimes like I don't like coming. Like I like having like really good sex, but I don't like coming sometimes. So I'll get in this mood where like I'm like, okay, I don't want to come today because I want to like be horny.
Sure.
And I want to continue that, like continue
just, like,
that
let
horniness.
it stretch.
Yeah, because I like the feeling of letting like it marinate.
Oh, it's the
you
best.
know? And then, sometimes if I come really hard, then like I'm done. Like I don't like get out of my face,
Take a nap.
Yeah, I need to go to bed. So I'll be like, all right, I don't want to come today. As weird as it sounds, I'll be like, I'm not in a coming
weird
mood
at all. I think we also need to normalize that you don't have to have sex to come. Like, having sex can just be great for the foreplay, for the intimacy, for some eye contact. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I can't come from the inside, which apparently, like, 70% of women can't, which is tragic.
Yeah, I thought I was in that 70% up until like very recent. Once again,
no
that
way.
was like, whoa, wow.
Does it feel different?
Yes.
God
okay,
damn
so
God damn
like,
it.
so like I've only like the big theatrical one.
Okay.
One time when I was like doing the do by myself.
Yeah.
And then one other time with a performer off camera. And it felt completely different.
Huh.
But this one wasn't like it was like a completely like third option.
What do you mean?
A mystery third option where it's like it happened, but it was like how it is like on the outside but on the inside, but not really, but no like
Was it a mindset thing? Like, when that happened, were you in a specific headspace?
I think so. I think I was just a really comfortable.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
like the
That is
autonomy was matching perfectly. Like we were perfectly sized for each other.
Yep.
And he's like really hot, so
Yeah.
it worked.
Oh my God. Okay, that gives me hope. Maybe one day.
But I was also like, I literally like. Sometimes I'll get in a space because it can be hard for me to come sometimes where I have to think I'm like, because it'll feel good, but if I don't concentrate on it feeling good, then I can't come.
It's
sometimes.
fully a mindset. I mean, if you are like locked in, sure. If you're thinking about the to-do list,
even at that, even if you're just like even me just being in the moment like too much, like I feel like I can't. I have to like think about it.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing? How does it feel? I'm like sending information back and forth through my brain, and then it happens. And that's what happened when it did occur. I was very comfortable, and also I was just like thinking about it. I was like, wow, this is so great. Oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
And then it just happened. And I was like, wow.
What a dream. What a dream. So then, is there a genre or maybe a porn star that you would never do work with?
Yes, there are some, but it's for very good reasons.
Yeah, I feel like there's some crazy genres out there that are like.
Yeah, but also like, so I have like a throw up phobia. Right?
Emetophobia. That's what it's called.
Yeah, like really bad. Like even when I'm like sick, I'm like fighting it. Right?
Okay.
I can't.
Do you have a gag reflex?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And like, okay, I've done a scene where I have done that, but it was like I didn't eat the day before, and so it was just like water. So it wasn't really hitting that phobia, and it was like fine. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, anything to do with that is an absolute no because it's literally like scary to me, and it just. I can't. It's not fun.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
It's not something I can just brush off and go back to. I'm like,
I'm done walking out. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so
sayonara.
no throw up. Absolutely not.
No, that's not for me. And it's not like super extreme when it does happen. It's just kind of like, oh, maybe it's happening while somebody's like, just in there going crazy.
Right.
But like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Even that. Like, sometimes it'll be a little slip up. Sometimes it'll be intentional. Sometimes people like it because it's like spitty.
Sure.
It's making your mouth more like.
Super saliva.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, yeah, no throw up. We're good.
Yeah, I'm cool.
We're good. Okay. So then is there a porn... Actually, it doesn't even have to be a porn star. Is there a celebrity, a person, whoever, who would be like a dream person to film with?
Luca Sabat.
Who the
Luca Sabat.
is that?
Oh my god, hold
Luca
on. I'll pull up
Sabat.
a picture for you.
Luca? First of all, hot name.
He's so fine. I hope one day. That's like...
Is he a porn star?
No.
Okay, he's just a run of the mill. Perfect timing. Our Air One is here. Hold, please. Okay, Luca Sabati. Sabachi.
Luca Sabat.
Sabat.
Yeah, okay, I'll show you. He's like this model,
Okay.
influencer situation. This is him.
So hot.
He's so fine.
So hot. Okay, we're gonna put him on our mood board, our manifestation board.
Yeah, he's going on the Pinterest
Okay.
for under future.
Perfect.
So,
Okay, so I want to ask you, do you ever watch porn on your own? Or, like, now that you're in that world, has it just, like, fully demystified everything?
so before I got into porn, I would watch literally strictly, and only very seldom, but I would watch like the crazy like kinked like orgies. I just thought they were really cinematic too,
Yeah.
and it was like, okay, you know, maybe I have like some kind of ADHD because it's like I need 5 things going on at once.
Yep.
So if I'm getting
Yep.
bored of this, that's okay. Somebody's there's
Yeah.
something happening completely different over here.
Yep.
But for the most part, I've always been like Wattpad girl.
Huh.
Like I used to write like Wattpad like smut and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like the little prompts where I can read the words and I'm like, ooh.
Ooh.
You
Did
know?
you watch A Court of Thorn and Rose, or like that fairy smut book?
No, it wouldn't be
Okay.
like fairy smut. It would
Okay.
honestly be like, and I was never like a One Direction fan, but it would be a lot of like the Harry Styles,
Yep.
like Your Name
Yeah.
fanfics. And I would write like these crazy, like I would come up with these characters and they would honestly be based off of like my crushes, and like I was really like a really, really shy like person for a
Mhm.
long time.
Mhm.
To where I never like interacted with my crushes, so I'd be like, okay, you
Living
know,
in
change the
fantasy land.
name, but
Yeah.
it'd be based off of this human
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and what I would like the situation to play out with, and I would just never talk to them.
Oh my god, that's so fun though. I think people underestimate a woman's creativity in fantasy land, because I do think men generally have a harder time masturbating to their imagination. Like, they need something visual. Whereas I feel
but
like...
I think if they do it with their imagination, it's like a bigger nut.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's the same too. I think
With
that's
women.
universal.
I agree. I agree. Go in the portals of your brain. Also, no one has to know what you're thinking about. You can be thinking about some
Exactly.
crazy shit, and that's
Exactly.
fine. That's your world.
You can get wild in there.
Yep. Now, does my grandma sometimes pop into my head sometimes? Yeah. Does that bum me out?
Oh,
absolutely.
my God. No, I used to be scared when I would masturbate that ghosts would be watching me, so I'd hide under the covers.
No.
Yes.
No.
Like, I would always be scared because I'm like, yo, like, I can't come if they're, like, watching me. And it's something, honestly, I'll still get in the habit of doing, because I'll, like, it's just, like, a habit that I had for a long time.
Literally,
'Cause
the
I'm like-
ghost of Christmas Past is, like, jerking off watching. It's like, Jesus,
No,
leave
I'm like,
me
yo,
alone.
what if they're walking it, like, they're just trying to get to the next point, and here I am, like, trying to do my thing, like, I can't.
We just gotta let them pass on to the other side of the piece. Yeah. I
Like, they're-
love that.
Yeah, they're trying to finish their business here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish my
Is
business
this
right
here?
now.
Here. Oh, okay, so with every episode I usually do some word association, but I recently did a trivia episode that was so humbling and so incredible to show that I am so dumb that I'm now switching out word association for some trivia questions. So I just have
Okay.
2 for you. So let me know what you think. Number 1. Which direction does the sun rise from?
The West?
The east.
Ah.
The east. Close.
That's gonna get clipped. That's gonna get clipped. Dumb porn star.
No, literally some of the questions. First of all, she asked, who fought in the 100-Year War? Huh? What is that?
What's the I never heard of no 100-year war.
Never. Not once. Okay, what galaxy do we live in?
The Milky Way.
Yes, girl! Yes!
That's the one. So, do you do any work outside of porn?
Well, I'm starting to work on like some projects here and there and
Okay.
like monetize them. I've like always been like kind of doing like a million things at once and like learning a million things.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, let me figure out how to crochet this week, you know, whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to like figure out some stuff to do with that and
Okay.
like me being a hobbyist, how to
Monetize it.
monetize that. Yeah. And I'm working on some stuff right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and eventually I do want to come out with a book, and that's acutely a work in progress.
Love that. So we're doing all the things. We're spreading our wings wide. So then when you first got into the industry, did you have to have any difficult conversations with friends, family? Was everyone accepting? Was there ever...
I would always kind of like joke about it too, so just by the time it happened, like everybody's like, yo, chill.
You probably warmed them up slowly.
Yeah, I would
over
always
time.
like joke about it. Like I'd be like, ha, like
Might do this.
might do this. Who knows?
Surprise. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it'd be so cool to like be a stripper.
Yeah.
Or like do OnlyFans or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then just by the time it came around, they were just like, good for you.
Huh.
Look at you doing you.
Yeah, and then they see the paychecks and they're like jealous.
No, yeah, they see the paychecks and they're like, wow,
Yeah.
look at you go.
You're setting up a retirement fund, just doing all these things. Love it. So then are you dating anyone right now?
No.
That's fine, same. Can I ask how the sex differs from your work and then your personal life?
Yeah. So, like, the sex in my personal life, like, I feel like I'm more lazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest.
I don't blame you.
And then, yeah, for work, it's like I'm thinking more like I'm having a general awareness of what's going on around me.
Okay.
And then in my personal life, I'm like, just fucking no awareness.
Sure.
Woohoo! Doing whatever I want.
Sure.
Laying however I want.
Yeah.
Looking however I want. But yeah, no boyfriends, but you know, those long distance situationships be having a grip on me.
Yep. And then do the people you date ever expect you to show up in the bedroom as you do on set? Like, are there ever unrealistic expectations?
So I've only ever actually dated like one guy, and it was like for 3 months, and he was actually pretty chill. Like,
Okay.
he didn't try and get me to stop, or like it wasn't this weird thing. He never like watched any of my porn, but his friends recognized my face. So by
Stop.
I had already kind of told him, like hinted at it, you know, after our first date. Just because, like, off rip, like, I'm like, all right, you know, I gotta warm you up to this.
Right.
And then by the second date, if I haven't told him on the first, I tell him on the second date, because I'm like, I'm not really trying to waste my time, right?
Right.
But his friends ended up recognizing me, right? So he had
Before you
already
told.
no,
He already
so
knew.
he already
Okay.
knew.
Okay.
But he had sent a picture of me, like, to his little group chat.
Oh my god.
And they sent a link to the Alex Adams video.
Not the
actually,
link.
where they were like, "We know that girl." He was like, fuck him, like whatever, like
Love
it's
him. So he never
yeah.
got jealous. There was never like a weird. He can understand the differentiation between your work and your relationship.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Love that.
yeah. He was like very, very chill about it. He would like come out with me to LA like a couple times, you know, and like he'd chill in the Airbnb while I'm like off working,
Love.
you know, and he'd just gonna hang out, play on his
They
PlayStation.
exist. The good ones exist. This might be a dumb question, but do you think like AI is going to play a role in the porn industry? Like, do you think that will affect?
I think they might try, but it'll be like a flop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think part of the fantasy of porn is that it's real.
Right.
Like, it's real people doing real stuff.
Right.
I mean, sure, like, the hentai stuff is like...
But that's like cartoon. I mean, that's so obvious. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just thinking
like,
like deep fakes with like someone try to put Glenn Close on someone. I don't know. Like, no, wouldn't work. Wouldn't work.
No, because, like, it would be like they'd want to do, like, really crazy stuff, and then it'd be, like, its own category. But also, like, nobody wants to sign their likeness over like that. Like...
Sure. Sure.
why are you doing the AI generated video?
Yeah.
Why would I assign my face over to that?
I bet there are going to be some weird, interesting lawsuits or just like legalities that are going to be involved with that if that becomes a thing.
Yeah, but I feel like people wouldn't really be interested in it. I feel like maybe the consumption in porn would like drop then, because people are like, "Fuck, are we watching this for?"
Yeah. I need to watch amateur. I need to feel like I am in the dressing room with you. Put me in.
That's the thing. What
the ice skating rink? You know what I mean?
You're gonna AI generate, you know, the like the amateur vibe, like the 4,800 pixels or whatever. Like,
it's just not gonna work, right? It's not gonna like it's not gonna grab people as much. I feel like, right? Okay, so from the brief interactions that we've had, can you come up with a porn video title for me?
Oh my!
It can be
God.
as out of pocket as you want.
I don't know. I feel like
Uneven boobs enters the villa.
no, because I did like post one porn video, but I ended up like taking it down.
Okay.
But like the title for it was literally like petite spinner with
Love
foot play. Like it was very like to the point.
Yeah, on the nose.
So I feel like it's like whatever you're doing, it's like
okay.
Girl with black hair. Do whatever,
Sure.
whatever, or brunette, or
Flat
tan,
ass
blonde.
throwing back. Right.
I got a long back. There's no
Same.
ass. It's a long back,
Same,
and that's
girl.
okay.
2 long backs.
2 long backs.
2 long back stepsisters. Insane. Okay, so I end each episode with the same question. And it is, what's one thing that you wish more people would understand about you? And I always say that can be within you as a porn star, or that can be within you as Venus.
I think I like people not understanding me, actually.
Yeah?
I think that's part of the appeal as to why I got into porn, too, because I was like, this kind of makes me, like, an outcast in ways.
Totally.
And I like being an outcast, like,
Yeah.
it's fun.
What also, I feel like, creates a boundary or, like, a wall between who you really are and the world, so you probably get to enjoy your private life, really, for you and the people that you're close with. Yeah.
Yeah, and, I don't know, I don't think I like being understood. I think I like more so being, like, misunderstood.
Yeah.
Or having, like, these, like, boxes put on me, and be like, break out of the boxes and you know, do whatever.
That's such a refreshing take, because I feel like everyone's like, understand me, and it's like, no, try your best.
Yeah, no, I want to be, like, literally, like, just an illusion.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
I want to be an enigma. Like, you don't really know what I'm going to do.
Right.
Don't really understand my motives behind what I do.
You're
But
keeping
you just
people on their
kinda-
toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just kind of rock with it. You're like, oh, but the vibes are cool.
Yeah.
That's really it.
That's all that matters.
That's
I love that. Well, Miss Venus Vixen, you are a delight.
Thank you.
I'm going to tag you in all the vids, your socials. I think it's Venus Vixen Baby. Did I make that up? Okay.
That's it. You did not make that up.
I'm like, it's back in the brain. You're the best. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. This was awesome.